going UTVing. We're gonna have fun. So we are leaving Bear Creek Lake Park, and we had a wonderful time here. It's about 7:15 in the morning. We expect to be in Moab somewhere around between 1 and 2 p.m. Probably closer to 2 p.m. because we have a couple scheduled stops.
Turn left on Camp Miller Drive.
Anyway, my daughter is on her way. She's over, I forget what city she's in.
St. George.
St. George, Utah right now. She'll be leaving this morning and meeting up with us in Moab. So we're looking forward to that. And as soon as we get, get there, we've got to set up camp real quick, and we might have a couple hours of downtime. But at 5:45, we need to get over to the site where the Hell's, what is it? Hell's something.
ATVs.
Yeah, Hell's ATVs or something like that. And we will be taking a sunset ATV tour. I will be driving. I've been elected. But anyway, we'll talk to you later.
to ponder in the fields around me, where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream because there's you. Nothing around us, just flames in the fire, and through the night they burn like me for you. Covered in wonder, sweet in the silence. Oh, we'll keep running, we'll keep running. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream because there's you.
guys, we are starting our ATV evening tour here in Moab. It is going to be fabulous. Mike is driving because I'm too damn chicken to do it, so he's going to drive. And I've got Cameron, his daughter, sitting in the front seat. She's going to take care of his GoPro, and I'm sitting in the back seat behind him, so that we've got as much covered as we can on the passenger side and the driver's side. So I hope we survive hell's revenge, and we will see you, I guess, on the other side.
This is more fun than a roller coaster.
Ooh, it's definitely more exhilarating.
Want to get your blood pumping? I don't know if there are any caves.
Cavey looking thing right there. I could take caves, brother.
Actually, if you look off, you see where it's
I
like broke off. You see the little
yeah.
entrance. That is a little cave.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of caves around here.
Oh, I
So
can
on the
imagine there are.
on the south rim, if you go up the Moab Rim Trail, you got to hike up, but there's what they call the Bottomless Pit, and you go in, and like it's a natural cave, but you go in, and it just drops like there's a hole in the floor that just, and it's dark, right? So you got to have light. You don't want to go in there for
definitely.
nothing.
Yeah,
The
I
hole
would
just
not
goes
drop
forever. Like they dropped the glow stick down it, it went dark before it ever.
That's
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wild.
So they dropped a bunch of dye down it, and about 2 months later, a bunch of dye started bubbling up out of the Colorado River. So the hole goes all the way down, and then comes back up in the river.
holy cow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to rappel down it.
I'm pretty sure the old people used to.
We
rid of
haven't heard
folks.
about that one.
Yeah.
They used to get rid of
Tricks people
folks
to
when
the
they didn't
train
like them.
station.
So this is called the Abyss, everybody. This canyon system's actually pretty famous. It's like a giant Y. This branch is the Abyss, and the other branch is called Echo. And where they come together and run out to the Colorado is called Grandstaff. So you can actually drive up the 128 and park at Grandstaff and hike up to where it Ys. And there's Morning Glory Arch. Has anyone signed up for canyoneering?
We did this morning.
Did you rappel off Morning Glory Arch?
We did bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Morning Glory Arch is in here. It's one of the other canyoneering. And it's just like basically like on one side of the canyon. Like you see how that's like sort of turning into an arch? It's kind of like that, but it's like completely separated from the actual canyon wall. So, and people climb on it and then rappel down off and then hike down through the canyons. So
Wow.
This canyon system is very famous. Lots of people like to go hiking in here. So this is one of the places we actually used to come when I was a little kid. So, you know, we'd always tell people, oh, we're gonna go up and see if the eagles are flying in the canyon or go watch the waterfalls. But really we'd go sit over in the rocks where people couldn't see us and you'd see them hiking down below you. And this canyon's famous because,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So we go hide in the rocks and then wait for the tourists to hike.
Yeah.
And start singing like traditional native songs, scare the heck out of adults. We all like take off running down canyon like the devil's after them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we laughed so hard we about fell off the rocks a couple times. That's a long fall for a joke. Yeah. Then I get a job taking care of everybody. What do you get for harassing people? Karma.
You've grown up a little. Maybe.
Depends on the day. No, I always say I have like left and right brain. I'm always laughing and joking and having fun, and then safety's involved, and I'm like, squirrel.
There was a squirrel.
Oh, there's someone. I mean, they can't outdo us.
All right, everybody's got it. Let's do it. See how loud you can all be. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's right. Don't forget it. It's gonna beat me up later. So yeah, this whole place is actually really famous. You can actually rappel down off of here and hike out. Down in those trees right there is a big pool of water. One of the coolest things I found out since I started working here. Actually, I only found out about 2 weeks ago because my bro Danny, who just left, he does a lot of canyoneering. Well, they set anchors and rappel off the cliff. That little cave right there has one of the last remnants of the old Pueblo people that lived around here. Because around Moab itself, in the valley and town, a lot of it was all destroyed. Many reasons why, but basically because people suck. So that little cave right there actually has flat sandstone that has clayed in, and what they call them is a granary. And what it is, sometimes they'll be in a circle and they'll be big, and other times they'll just be a little hidden spot, and it's where they'd stash food. And so that has like some of the last remnants of like the Pueblo people around here. So it's really cool, actually. I just found, like, you can see like the rat's nest kind of took it over. The rats were like, hey, they built us a condo with brick walls. Because, we have pack rats out here. So pack rats are like thieves, right? They'll like steal stuff, take it back to their nest. Well, they bring in like wood and like leaves and grass, and they poop and pee on it, and it basically turns into concrete. And every generation, their nest gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Some of those nests are actually like bigger than a truck and 5,000 years old. Well,
Wow.
This kid was in town kicking one apart for his mom in the backyard, found a gold pocket watch, said 1890 and some guy's name on it. Every time I think of that, I just start laughing. I'm like, there was a shooting over that. 1890, your gold pocket watch comes up missing. You're just like, everyone's,
Who's the thief?
Yeah. Well, this place is actually pretty famous because like Butch Cassidy used to come hide up here. The old man that they named this canyon after, William Grandstaff, they called him Negro Bill. He was like one of the only black people in like 300, 400, 500 miles in the like late 1800s. And the dude carried 2 double-barreled sawed-off shotguns and 2 6-shooters on him, like always. It was like, he was a beast. He was just like, what? You're like, nobody messed with this old guy. And this was like his castle. This whole canyon system was like his. He had fruit trees in here. He had a little cabin in here. He had fields for growing food. He had animals up in here. Nobody messed with that guy. He was super cool as far as like all the old legends go and all the old like history books talk about him. Wow. He was like rugged. And then they say that they think he was actually like an outlaw from like during the Civil War. Like he was like hardcore, like just doing all kinds of wild stuff, and then he came to Utah to hide out because like he was wanted. A lot of people, a lot of old cowboys, a lot of old bank robbers hid out down here in the desert. Actually, quite a few wanted natives did too. They were like, Geronimo Wars are wrapping up. I'm gonna have to disappear. And go over and just hang out. You're like, I'm Navajo. I'm not Cherokee Apache. It's cool. Oh, in there?
Oh, no.
No.
Well, I'm talking about straight across right there.
Oh.
See, it almost looks like
Almost right there,
With
but
the
it's
shadow.
actually, yeah, on the ledge there.
Uh-huh.
It almost looks like it, but it's actually down in that
down
little
lower.
cave. So you see where this slopes off?
Yeah.
It's actually tucked back around in there.
Okay.
And a lot of stuff was like that because if you didn't camouflage it,
Yeah.
some other tribe would find it.
Yeah.
Right. So this whole place, the Anasazi, who are like the ancestors of the Hopi and all the Acuna, Zuni, different Pueblo tribes, they came up this far. Well, if you go north, there's the Fremont State Park and the San Rafael Swell. Those are the ancestors of the Paiute, the Ute, and the Shoshone. And they came down about this far. And they were like America and China. They got along and traded, but kind of had issues sometimes. So the Colorado was like their natural border, and Moab was the valley because it's the easiest place to cross Colorado in about 200 miles either direction, because all the rest is like cliffs and whitewater rapids. So there was tons of trade goods going through the Moab Valley since like about 8,000 years ago. There's ancient petroglyphs here that are older than the pyramids. It's like the pyramids of Giza. That's like dawn of time, and they got petroglyphs and stuff here that are older than them. So people were in this valley since before they started building the pyramids, and they've basically been using it as the same thing, just a place to cross the Colorado and camp and grow food. So they were doing all this trading, but they didn't always get along so well. So the territories shifted a lot, right? And so you'll find Zuni, or not Zuni, but Hopi, Anasazi pictographs, like the old picked into the stone, where actually they're petroglyphs, the ones that are pecked into the stone. You'll find those, and then you'll find the Fremont ones that are like the oldest, that are before the Anasazi came, that are called like Barrier Canyon style, and they're like really, really old. They're the like 10,000 year old ones, right? And then you find Anasazi that are like only 1,500 years old, and then you'll find later than that that are like the Ute and the Fremont, and then you'll find the actual pictographs that are the late Ute that are only like 200 years old or less, that are paintings. So you find all of it, like all this like hodgepodge of different cultures have been here, like back and forth, taking it over from each other, because it was the spot to have if you live down here in this Colorado plateau. because, you know, water and food, and shelter, and, you know, yeah, it's not too bad. So, does anyone want pictures on the edge of a cliff? What about where you're standing? Does that work?
We get some.
Okay. Oh.